on, everyone? DSP here, and welcome to the weekend preview for December 17th, 2012. And it's going to be a week full of content. It's going to be a fun, exciting week. We're almost at the holidays, if you know what I mean, which I know a lot of people are looking forward to, and I have some plans and stuff going on with that. So, a lot of stuff is happening, and I want to cover all of it. I want to review everything that I did this past week. I want to preview what I'm going to be doing. I need your participation. In fact, this is going to be your last chance to actually vote on your picks for the funniest moments of 2012 before I actually start that year-end series. So, let's first, before I get into anything else, I'm going to talk a little bit about everything the thing that I've mentioned 100 times this month before, my new vlogs-only channel, The King of Hate Vlogs. Yes, I know, if you've been watching all my stuff this month, you might be getting sick of hearing it, but I need to keep talking about it because at this point we've got about 12,000 and change subscribers over there, and as I've said repeatedly, I do know that my vlog-style videos get anywhere, from about 15 to 20,000 views regularly. There are some that do more, there are some that do less, but that's about the average. And so I know there's that many people who like my vlog style content and who are going to want to be following that stuff. And as of 2013, it will no longer be on DSPGaming. It will only be on the King of Hate Vlogs. So if you're watching this on the King of Hate Vlogs, give yourself a pat on the back for taking the gumption to get over there and subscribe already. But if you haven't already, please head over there. I don't want anyone missing out next year and being misinformed. And just so everyone knows, this past week I uploaded another behind-the-scenes video of Project 7. This was actually when Respect the Pact had come to the condo here and they were setting up for the very first time to film. And it's some pretty interesting and entertaining footage. We're all here cracking jokes with each other and everything. So definitely check that out if you haven't seen it already or you weren't aware that it was over there. Okay? Alright, so now let's talk a little bit about this past week, what I was up to. Because there was a lot of stuff that happened, but at the same time there were some things that were kind of out of the ordinary. The continuation of Far Cry 2. Far Cry 2? Oh my god. Far Cry 3. Yes, the continuation of Far Cry 3. And I did do some. I didn't do too much because there were still people telling me, Phil, we're catching up. You're up like part 130 something. We're still at part 80. Can you slow down a little bit so that we have time? So what I've been doing, I played it about 1 to 2 days this week. I think that was enough so that people were able to catch up, people who wanted to. And so Far Cry 3 will resume this week, and I'll talk a little bit about that later in the video. But primarily my focus this past week was my year-end series, because as we've been talking about these past couple months, I had ideas for a bunch this year, and I really wanted to get the time to put in the effort for these series. So this week I actually put out 4 year-end series. That's right. So if you didn't check any of them out yet, here they are. They include the worst gaming trends of 2012. There's 7 of those. There's the surprisingly good games of 2012, 5 games. There's 7 most disappointing games of 2012. Is there? Yeah, there's 7. That's right. And then yesterday I put out the Smart Guys Holiday Spectacular, which is basically John and I taking the time to look back at our 10 of our favorite simulated matches from the WWE games this past year. And so these series, for the most part, have been very successful. I'm very pleased for these videos to only be out for 1 week and to have gotten the views that they got. I'm extremely pleased. It makes me feel good because I know I'm putting in hard work. I'm not a video editor, like I've said in the past. That's why I don't do a lot of that stuff. But when I finally get a chance to do some of it at the end of the year, it seems like everyone really enjoys it. So thank you anyone who's watched those. If you haven't, you're definitely going to want to check them out because people are saying they're really great. Actually, my number 2 worst gaming trend of this year, which was YouTube phonies, actually got massive attention outside of just my channel. Apparently, some of the bigger YouTubers who were here for gaming actually watched it and gave it like a thumbs up, and because of that, some of their fans came over, checked it out, and now I actually, just this week, I am pleased to say I got more than 2,000 new subscribers just this past week, which was really awesome. This is the best time of year for that. I love it because people come and they're seeing, oh, he does this kind of stuff, but he also does gameplay, and I'm really appreciative of that. So thank you everyone who checked out those videos. In addition to that, John Rambo actually came over this past Saturday, and we did co-op again. We actually did, first of all, a new episode of Smart Guys, and we also filmed simulated matches of the TLC WWE pay-per-view. Now, I'm going to be honest with everyone because I'm not sure really what's going on, but over the past several months I've been noticing that the viewership on our simulation matches for WWE has been dwindling significantly. Now, when we first started doing these a full year ago, that first time that we did them, we had like hundreds of thousands of views on some of the matches, which we never expected we were going to get that much. We were kind of blown away that that many people were interested in the matches. And over the course of this year, it seems to have dwindled, now to the point where when we're doing it, we're not even getting like 5,000 views on each video. And I mean, that's not horrible, but it is kind of saddening, and we between the two of us were talking about it yesterday, wondering what happened, because we didn't change the content. We're doing the same thing we did a year ago. It's still funny. We're still taking highlights from these videos, and they're hilarious. So what's going on? Why aren't people watching the videos? And I don't know if it's something that's changed over YouTube. Maybe it's that my regular fan base is watching it who's interested, but there's people who used to search for this kind of thing on YouTube, and because YouTube changed 100 fucking algorithms in 2012, maybe it's not popping up. I don't know. But if you want to see an example of what I mean, just take a look at the views on our Smart Guys Holiday Special, where I was hoping that the goal really of that special would be, number one, to remind people of some of the best, funniest matches of the year, but also to possibly grab some new viewers to check out those new simulated matches as we do them in 2013, because obviously we want as many people to enjoy them as possible, and it's always good to try to grab a new audience. And unfortunately, even on those videos, the views are kind of eh. Now, of course, that was not even 24 hours ago. Maybe YouTube will update the views and they'll be sky high. I don't know. But right now, they're just kind of eh. So I'm a little disappointed because I love doing the simulations of the pay-per-views. I just don't understand what's going on with the viewership and if people aren't liking them as much. Maybe if anyone has feedback, I don't know. John was like, I don't know. Maybe it's because this year's kind of been sucky for wrestling overall, so people aren't really into it. I don't know. I have no clue what's going on. So if anyone has any ideas, please feel free to let me know. And, you know, I know some people are going to say, well, we just don't like wrestling. That's fine, but my point is, I think last year, there were also people who didn't like wrestling, yet the videos were still, like, really popular. Now I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. So that being said, the simulation matches are not going anywhere. We still love doing it enough that we're going to keep doing it no matter what. So don't worry if you're a fan of them and you're wondering what's going on, that they're going to go away, okay? So all this over the past week, plus today I actually played Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. Now I know right now you're like, what the hell is that? It's a fan-made game that Capcom actually approved because this is the 25th anniversary of both Mega Man and Street Fighter, and they basically did absolutely nothing themselves to celebrate it. So they approved this fan game and allowed it to be released on their Capcom Unity website. You can actually get the game there right now if you head over there, and it's on the PC, and it's basically an 8-bit Mega Man game. It's about the length of, I'd say, Mega Man 2. And it's awesome. I mean, I loved it. It only took me about 3 hours to beat it, and most of that was because I didn't even know at the final stage there's power-ups if you shoot this certain area, and it just made it much harder for me to beat it. But I really enjoyed it. It was a classic throwback for me. Remember, 2 years ago I did a marathon, or I'm sorry, last year I did a marathon of Mega Man 1 through 6, was it, I think? Yeah, 1 through 6, the 6 that were on the NES. And this plays just like them, only with cool Street Fighter characters, Street Fighter 8-bit remixes of the music. It's amazing. It's a fucking blast. Definitely play it if your PC can run it. You're going to enjoy it, okay? So that playthrough is here up on DSPGaming, so if you need help, I know a lot of people were actually complaining, saying the game's too hard. But for me, I kind of blew through it, simply because I grew up in the days when these were the common games, and I know the tricks and the ins and outs of Mega Man, and so I really feel I did a good job playing it, and so you might want to check that out, and maybe even use it as a walkthrough guide, you know? Okay. The one thing that I'm going to very briefly address now, but I'm not going to talk too much about it, because I'm going to make a separate video about it. The unfortunate events that happened this past Friday, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't know how, because if you've turned on any piece of media connected to anything like the internet or television or anything in the past several days, you heard about the horrific events in Newtown, Connecticut. I just want to let everyone know, no, I was not directly affected. I didn't know anyone who was involved or anything like that, luckily. But my heart obviously goes out to everyone who's been affected by this tragedy. And there was a combination of things that happened on Friday that really got to me. That obviously was being one, but that wasn't even it. There was something else that was really negative that happened on Friday, literally like at the same time as that. And it was just, my mind's still not really screwed on straight, let's put it that way. And so I didn't post up any videos on Friday, and I know that's way out of the ordinary for me. I didn't post up any Far Cry 3. I mean, let's be honest. Do you really think it would have been a good time to be posting a game where all you're doing is shooting people? I don't think so. That would have been pretty fucking stupid, disrespectful, and it was just not the time for that. But then I was planning on possibly playing some demos, but then, like I said, this other thing happened, and it pretty much, I was just no condition to be recording. Let's put it that way. And you know that's saying something, being that I record almost every single day. But I can't get into specifics right now. What I'm going to do is I am going to make a separate video to talk about it, and I'm probably going to try to upload it right after this week in preview, problem being that YouTube has decided once again to go down for maintenance tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and therefore I may not be able to upload the whole video. It may not be live. So rest assured, even if it doesn't go up today, the day when I'm first uploading this week in preview, there will be a video explaining everything that happened, because as you know, I love talking to you guys about this stuff. You guys are almost like my vent to get stuff off my chest, and I haven't been able to talk about it because I've been busy with other stuff, which is very unfortunate. And I'll be honest, there's actually a part of it that I can't, legally I can't talk about. But I don't want to get into crazy stuff, and I know people are going to start speculating now. Don't worry about it. The video will come out and it will explain everything, okay? So that was this past week. Let's be positive now. Let's talk about the week coming up, okay? Well, like I said, I already beat Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, so that's checked off the checklist. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to resume Far Cry 3 because I'm almost done with the game. It's looking like there's maybe about another 3 to 4 hours of side content, and then maybe a couple more hours of story, and I'll have completed the single-player campaign of the game. And boy, this is basically a completionist playthrough. This is one where I think people are going to say this isn't more of a playthrough. This is actually a walkthrough when it comes to what DSP's doing, because he's doing everything in the game, and I am doing all the side content and everything pretty much. So definitely you'll want to check that out if you're a fan of the series and you want to see the continuation. That's going to be resuming as of tomorrow. Now my goal this week is a couple different things. Number one, I want to definitely, no matter what, beat the campaign of Far Cry 3. That's going to happen this week, okay? Number two, I want to start catching up on some of the things I haven't been able to do, such as the reviews of several games. I have not, so far, reviewed WWE 13. I have not reviewed Super Mario Bros. U. I have not reviewed Scribblenauts Unlimited. These are all games that I feel I've played enough in sufficient amounts that I can fairly review them in a Hateful Truth review, but I haven't had a chance to do so because I've been so wrapped up with other things going on. So really, I think what I'm going to try to do for like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or that's the rough plan for this week, is that I'm going to try to do some gameplay of maybe Far Cry 3, and then later on, and the last thing, a vlog will go up, which will be a review of these games, so that I can start nailing them down and getting them out there, okay? There's also multiplayer and a cooperative mode in Far Cry 3. So there's obviously a desire on my part to work on that, okay? Problem being, number one, I didn't plan with the Far Cry 3 to do the co-op or anything. So I don't have anything planned to do it. Number two, I don't know if I'm going to have time. It all depends on how long I play Far Cry 3's campaign. If I beat it more quickly than expected, maybe I'll have an extra day or two this week, like Thursday or Friday, where I can say, alright, I want to play the co-op with random people. Whoever has it, let's go in a lobby, let's just jump in and start playing. I've actually seen that there's 6 story-based achievements for it, so there's probably 6 chapters. I'm assuming each chapter's probably like an hour long. If anyone actually knows how long the co-op campaign of Far Cry 3 is, please let me know, so that way I can figure out, gee, can I squeeze this in or not, okay? Because I want to finish it and I want to review it, because I want to include it in my Game of the Year awards. I want it to definitely be in there with some of the best this year. The campaign alone is extremely good, and I think it deserves to be up there with some of the other games I'm going to say are really good, but I need to give the game a fair shake and actually play all the modes first. So my goal is to try to do all that this week while at the same time doing some of these vlog reviews, okay, the more Hateful Truth reviews. Now, on Friday, the world might end, the Mayan calendar ends, and they say that the winter solstice of 2012 is the end of the world, and so there's a chance that the world might explode. Maybe we'll all shift to a different dimension. I don't know, maybe we'll all, like some religions believe, we'll all float into the sky, or the dead will rise from their graves. Who knows, okay? Realistically, do I believe anything is going to happen? Probably not. But just in case it does, thanks everyone for a hell of a ride, a crazy-ass experience doing stuff on YouTube, and having you guys there along for the ride with me was I wouldn't do anything to change a thing, and I would never give it up. I mean, it's just been a hell of a positive, fun experience, and I love all you guys for the viewership that you give me. So thanks so much, and if the world ends, I hope that your trip is not so bad, okay? But since the world's probably not going to end, on Saturday, John Rambo's going to come over. What a transition. And we're going to do another episode of Smart Guys, and we're going to start this week. We're going to begin Lego Lord of the Rings co-op. A lot of people really enjoyed our Lego Batman playthrough earlier this year. We're going to do the same thing with Lego Lord of the Rings, okay? So that's beginning this next Saturday. Now, a lot of people have been saying, but Phil, when are you going to play Lego Lord of the Rings? But Phil, what about Family Guy, which you never played? Alright, here's the thing. This is a cool thing. We've got some good co-op content now built up. We've got Lego Lord of the Rings and Family Guy. So what you know now is that for the next several sessions that John and I do co-op, you're going to be seeing some funny and good stuff. So definitely, when it comes to Saturday when we're doing co-op, check stuff out, because more than likely it's going to be hilarity ensuing and you're going to enjoy it. We also saw that coming up in February, there's Dead Space 3, which we're very interested in doing a co-op playthrough of that. There's Rayman Legends. Whenever it finally gets a real release date, we definitely want to do a full co-op playthrough of that. And there's more stuff coming up in the earlier months of 2013 that we want to do co-op in. So rest assured, there's going to be some great content coming up co-op-wise with John and myself, okay? And then Sunday, I will have another full day to do whatever I need to do. So I can finish up odds and ends. More than likely what's going to end up happening is that Sunday I'm going to focus on the funniest moments of 2012. And what that means is that this is your very last chance this week to vote and to basically, you know, get those moments that you already nominated and vote for them so that they can win the polls and they will be in the top 10 funniest fan-voted moments of 2012. So if you haven't seen them yet, I'll obviously put them in the description of this video, the 4 threads. Head over to my forums. You can vote for multiple ones, so if you think 3 out of the 10 that you're looking at are funny currently, vote for those. Go to the next poll and vote. Don't forget there's 4 polls. I think a lot of people voted in just the first poll and forgot about the rest, and unfortunately it looks like maybe a couple of the options in the first poll may have gotten overinflated votes because of that. Be sure to vote in all the polls so that you don't miss something, okay? When I get a chance, so whether it's maybe I beat everything in Far Cry by Thursday, then maybe Friday I'll start the funniest moments. If not, I'm kind of reserving Sunday for the funniest moments, marathon. That'll be that year-end series, and I'm going to try to put it all together that day. Now, that's a big undertaking. That's a lot of video editing. It's a lot of work. I can't promise everyone that all of them will be done that day, but I'm going to start that day and try to finish them, okay? Christmas Eve. Let's talk turkey. What's going to be happening on Christmas Eve? Well, a combination of things. Traditionally, I go to my parents' house and we have dinner there, but they've actually been visiting some of their, like my dad's sister, who I'm not super friendly with, but I've met her a couple times. They've been going over there. I'm definitely going to be doing something with my family, but I'm not going to be taking the whole day to do it because I have an idea for a Christmas special this year that I think is going to knock everyone's socks off. It's something really fun and interesting. It's something I originally had an idea for back in 2009, if you can believe it. But in 2009 and 2011, both years I was sick during December, didn't have much of a voice, and there was no way that I could do this. And then in 2010, I was just so mind-fucked by everything that had happened, me losing my job and starting this up full-time, that I had forgotten about the idea. So this year, yes, I'm going to try to do a Christmas special that I'm going to try to release on Christmas, okay? And I think you guys will really enjoy it. The problem is I need time to work on it, which means I'm probably going to be working Christmas Eve and Christmas. But you know what? It's a festive time of year. I'm working on Christmas-related stuff on those days. I'm okay with that. And I know a lot of people, you might say, well, Phil, what do you mean? You're not going to spend the entire 2 days with your family? I never do. I have a very, very small family. Usually it's just me spending some time with my parents. And so really it's not that big of a deal. I would be happy to be working on this stuff. So I can tell you this, Christmas Eve I am going to dinner with my parents, but I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but I'm going to be working on this Christmas special, so there is a possibility that there'll be no footage on Christmas Eve. Oh no! One day without footage, you know? But Christmas Day, I'm going to try to release this Christmas special. If anything changes in the next week, I'll definitely let everyone know what's going on. And then next week is going to be my Christmas appreciation with the fans week, where what I'm going to do for the day after Christmas and the day after that, which I think is what, Wednesday and Thursday? Yeah, for those Wednesday and Thursday, full days of co-op with the fans in online gameplay of some of the biggest releases of this year. So we're talking Black Ops 2, Halo 4, Assassin's Creed 3, probably Tekken Tag Tournament 2. And I would be interested to hear from you guys what games that I played this year that have multiplayer that maybe you'd like to play with me. So definitely on this video, please leave comments and let me know what is it that you'd like to play and if you're interested that weekend. Those 2 days are going to be pure co-op. I did this 2 or 3 years in a row, and then I stopped doing it when I got too busy, but this year I'm bringing that shit back because people love it, okay? And then last but not least, and I know this weekend preview is going 2 weeks in the future, but it's very important that I tell you this ahead of time, because you want to know what's coming up during these holidays. Panda Lee will be visiting for her New Year's visit starting on December 29th, that Friday, and what we're actually going to probably do is a couple interesting videos regarding New Year's, regarding what we're doing during that time. This is actually I know this is crazy, some people might not believe it. This is the first New Year's that I'm actually in a solid relationship that I'm going to spend it with a significant other or you know, girlfriend. I've had girlfriends in the past, but never have I actually had one like during New Year's and spent New Year's with her. So this is like a kind of a cool thing. We're going to be doing some celebrating of our own. And there's a possibility that we're going to have some other videos out that weekend too, such as my calendar is now dead. I mean, it's the end of the year. I need to get a new wall calendar, and I need to fill it out with all the new releases coming out in the first several months of 2013. I'm probably going to be doing that with Panda Lee coming up during her weekend visit. And there might be some more stuff, some gameplay. Maybe we'll bring back stupid horror games, who knows. But there will be new stuff coming up that weekend when she visits. So that's the weekend preview for like 2 weeks, but I wanted to go that far so that everyone understands what's going on. So again, major focus this week on Far Cry 3, on beating the campaign and trying to do the co-op. Stay tuned on Twitter and Facebook and possibly in a channel update so that you will know if I'm looking for co-op partners. If you are free later on this week and may be able to join me for that. Then I'm going to be pairing that with reviews of games that I've beaten this week. The world may or may not end on Friday. If it doesn't, Saturday, new co-op with John, a brand new game, which will be awesome. And then the funniest moments of the year will finally end. The polls will be closed, and I'm going to be working on those on Sunday. And then a Christmas special coming up on Christmas. Hopefully I get it done. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of work, but I'm hoping that I can get it done. And then Christmas co-op with the fans, fan appreciation, and then a New Year's, you know, trip from Panda Lee, but there'll be some videos over the course of that weekend. So that's it for now. Thanks a lot for bearing with me on this super long weekend preview. I know that it's super long and it's annoying to everyone when they are super long, but I had a lot to talk about. Stay tuned for, like I said, a video that will hopefully explain what happened on Friday and why it affected me in such a way, and my feelings on some of the things that happened. Unfortunately, YouTube may be down for maintenance, so you may have to wait until maintenance is done for me to upload it, but it is coming, I promise. So, thanks everyone for watching the weekend preview. I'll see you for gameplay this week. Peace out.